Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, edifying to the Lord's elect. Let's see what's going on in the news. Going to bring us some precepts and call it a day. Okay. It says, Judge rules Epstein grand jury records from 2019 can be released. So we're going to be releasing more evidence about this devil, which we already know that Esau is he's a perverse person. Scriptures, we already know this. There are plenty of precepts. I'm going to start here in the book. You don't know who Esau is, you should probably look him up. Because he's the one that's going to be coming down, implementing laws that are going to put radioactive frequency identification devices in your kids in the near future. You might want to get to know him. Jacob's brother. That's what I'm talking about. Hebrews chapter 12, from verse 16, it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So if somebody would sell his birthright for a morsel of meat, no wonder why there's something called an Epstein's files. That's the type of shit that what do you expect from somebody that would do something like that? Hebrews 12 verse 17, for you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So he should have thought before he made that decision to do something like that. But what happened was the Lord put the spirit on him to be like that. Because ultimately, he was created to be this way. It tells you in the book of Psalms 58 and 3 that the wicked are estranged from the womb, speaking lies. Okay? So all of this, you never trust this devil, man. Not too long ago, he was saying there wasn't no file, it was none of this stuff. But now they're releasing it. Just said we're going to release it. Okay, release it then. Psalms 58 verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So they speak lies as soon as they be born. That's the language that they speak. They speak lies. So you got to understand their language. You need an interpreter. Okay? And all you got to know is they speak lies. So if they're speaking a lie, that means the opposite of what they're saying and doing is probably the truth. But the scriptures tell you how, talk about a double tongue, a man, they speak with a double tongue. Let me grab that. So if you know this information, you can kind of, through the spirit, decipher what's going on out here. Double tongue. And what are the type of things he's saying right now? He's talking about peace. There is no peace, so you know there's war coming. He's saying the economy, the Duck said last night, they asked him about his policies. He did a like a speech in Pennsylvania, and everyone's cheering and shit, yet meanwhile he ain't even do nothing for you. What the fuck are you cheering for? And it's gonna get worse and worse and worse, and you're gonna cheerlead the whole time. So don't be fooled by this devil, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he's paying people to come to these rallies, the way the economy is right now. Yeah, I'll give you all $500, just agree, just stay happy. And off camera, we can talk about what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna have you take that money that I just gave you, go and invest it into my crypto coin, and when it goes up, hey, you can make money with me. That's what he's probably telling his people at these rallies, because there ain't no way you can say everything's good. In the same news article, it was saying how coffee's up 41%. You go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts, you'll spend a half tank of gas for a large cold brew, man, with ice. You might spend $8 for that shit, man. So what the hell is he talking about? Your beef prices, they ain't going down. You just spent billions of dollars in Argentina. Where the price going down at? He said your orange juice is up 8%. I don't even drink none of that shit, but still. I'm glad I'm not worried. I don't eat none of that shit that y'all are complaining about. So, in all those three categories, I think coffee's the worst. Coffee, no, I'm in Boston. I'm in in Massachusetts, I just said. I ain't exactly in Boston. I'm about 30 minutes north of Boston right now. Why? You want to come see me or something? You want to come see me, man? You know, so, you know, I'm more concerned about, out of those three, coffee prices is high. But he's telling people it's good. And then whoever was talking to the person, talking to him or interviewing him, said that he told her that the economy is A+++. So I'm just bringing that up to show you, he'll lie to you right in front of your face, man. He got all the statistics. He knows who's doing bad. He knows in his mind he got immigration going to get you Americans. He calling you Somalian. These people were born here. He calling them all types of pirates. He's calling them all types of shit, man. They weren't doing none of that shit. You talk about fraud. What about that damn small hat that robbed the cryptocurrency? What about dude ran off with billions of dollars? Billions of dollars, man. Not too long ago, if you had money invested in Gemini account, something happened with that. If you had money in what's that Bitcoin shit? Another exchange, the shit got shut down. And if you go all the way back to Mt. Gox, it showed you a bunch of people who bought Bitcoin in the early stages for like $1. Came up when Bitcoin was like the price of like 0.001 or whatever. Had hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin for the low. They tanked that and they still never got their money back. They didn't get reimbursed for shit. So that's gonna happen. You can tell I mean, if it happened before, why wouldn't it happen again? So you can't even put your trust in these uncertain riches. You can't put your trust in this economy, man. You really got to trust the Lord to protect you, to guide you in these times, man, because everyone is relying on these things to keep them stable. Okay, let me grab this in the uncertain riches. I was looking for double tongue, Salakia, KJV. So you got to know how to, Ecclesiasticus 28, verse 13. It says, curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. And I ain't looking for that. The double tongue. That's only scripture. Ecclesiasticus 5 verse 14. Be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue, for a foul shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Let's look at this, man. Let's look at this real quick. Let's look this up. I don't know exactly what precept I'm looking for, but I know this devil speaks with a double tongue. That's all I know. So he'll mix the lie with the truth, you know, just like he did in Genesis when he beguiled Eve. We can't be like a woman, man, not having understanding according to the scriptures. When you read Job 39, it talks about she wasn't imparted any wisdom. We can't be like her, man. Okay, we have to rely on the Lord, because he'll beguile you, especially with all the technology he got now. He got AI. You can't tell the difference if it's true or not. There was just a video that another Israelite hater, he made a video of some of the elders from these different camps drinking blood and eating, look like flesh, you know? And he was, that shit was super demonic, man. But the fact of the matter is, it looked pretty real. So how much more can he beguile you today, especially with the lack of understanding that you actually have for the scriptures? He tells you in the book of Matthew 24, if they say I'm here in the chambers, believe them not. If they say I'm here in the desert, believe them not. You're such a fool. You don't even understand. He's gonna crack the clouds when he comes back. You're gonna think, oh, Jesus is in the wilderness, and you're gonna go out there like Jim Jones do. You're gonna drink the Kool-Aid, and you're gonna die, man. Because those people who died, if you don't know who Jim Jones is, look him up. They didn't understand the Bible, man. They didn't understand the scriptures. When the Lord warned you not to trust these false prophets, that was long ago. How about now? He might have a magician trick you into think he's doing miracles. You You watch videos of people going to these churches, and someone's putting their hand on them, and they're walking again, they're seeing again, and you believe that mess. You know, so people's minds they're just in utter darkness. So if they think the Lord's coming in that form of fashion, it's because they lack wisdom. They don't have any understanding. Put what happened. I don't know what happened. What you're talking about. Okay. Psalms 58 verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. That's right. They're like a deaf adder. Let's look that up. Psalms 58 4. Select it. Psalms 58 verse 4. Psalms 58 verse 4 meaning. Let's see what this means. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. There, the wicked rulers, judges, and chief adversaries of Israel, Edomites, primarily Esau, Edom, but also wicked Israelites and leaders who refuse righteous judgment. David compares their influence to poison, deadly doctrine, deceit, corruption, lies, and policies that destroy Israel. And that's what it means by him speaking his lies. He's like the death adder, man. Okay? Which cause you to go astray, will cause you to die. He pays other people. He pays people and sets them up and puts them in positions so they can lie to you. Okay? So you got to be aware of all these snares, man. The snares are there so you don't get the truth. So you don't act according to the way he wants you to act. He does things in a way that'll get you to make the wrong decision. Okay? The Lord does put the word in place so you can make the right decision. Okay? That's what the law, statutes, and commandments are supposed to do. They're supposed to give you, they're supposed to be a light unto your path. Okay? He likes to keep it dark. He don't want you to know which way. He wants to tell you which way to go. No. If they don't apply, if it's not in the scriptures, we ain't going that way anymore. And when I say we, I'm talking about the hopeful elect. The majority of y'all, you ain't part of that we. You're part of the them. You're a part of this world. Okay? It says, just like serpent venom works secretly inside the body, the wicked poison minds, hearts, and spirits with deceit, violence, and oppression. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. An adder is a venomous snake. A deaf adder is a snake that refuses to hear the voice of the charmer. Someone who tries to control it with musical words. Spiritually, this means they are willfully deaf to righteousness. That's right. That's right, man. You can't charm a snake, man. Not this snake. It tells you in Ecclesiastes 12, who will pity a charmer that's bitten with a serpent? You want to play by the rules of Esau and you get bit, or you want to trust in Esau and you get bit, no one's going to pity you, because we've told you that this is the devil. He can't be trusted. Okay, plenty of examples, plenty of videos, plenty of everything. Brothers have gone beyond, above and beyond, and are still going. They're going to the point where it's like, it ain't even for y'all, it's therapeutic to us now. It's for me. It's me remembering what's written every day, so I don't have that corrupt mindset that y'all have, man. I don't want to be in darkness with you niggas out there, man. Niggas is stupid. And when your ass die, ain't nobody crying about your body no more. Those days are over. Nobody protesting for you. You out of here because you refuse to acknowledge the Lord at this point. It's not because Esau put you to death anymore. It's not because, whatever the case may be, the world will tell you. He was a good kid. No, he wasn't, man. The Lord put his ass to death because he was wicked. And that's just, it is what it is. You don't want to repent in this time, you got to go. There's no more room for the wicked, man. There's no more room for it. And it's getting up to the point where it's going to be undeniable that the Lord is doing all these things, man. And you're going to see who the Lord's dealing with in these last days. Okay? You like the deaf adder that stoppeth his ear. Okay? They are willfully deaf to righteousness. They refuse correction. They refuse reproof. And they refuse the word of the Lord. So you refuse the word of the Lord. Okay, so what else is there for you to, what else can he do? Scriptures tell you, I stricken them, I can't strike them anymore. In the book of Jeremiah. Let me grab it. I think it's Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter. It might be Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Let me just check real quick. Jeremiah popped in my head first. I'm gonna go here. Jeremiah chapter 2. And nope. No. Okay. So it might be Isaiah the 1st chapter. Where it says, stricken you more and more. You can't keep doing it, man. Oh yeah, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 5. It says, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. So you'll revolt more and more. Him striking you, is that the word? Why should you be stricken anymore? Let me look at this word stricken. In Isaiah 1 and 5. To my understanding, he chastises the nation of Israel like this because of their sins, but it's not to destroy you. It's supposed to get you to think, why am I being punished this way? So you can repent. But what's happening is that you're not getting to repenting. You're going through the things you're going through because you sinned against the Lord. And you can never connect it back to the Lord, even though the Lord got people doing the work, telling you you can't see the signs, you ignore it all. You know, so it says he can't strike you anymore. Isaiah 1 and 5, looking at the word stricken in the Blue Letter Bible app. It says nakah, to smite, to strike, to hit, to beat, to slay, to kill, to be stricken or smitten. Okay? To receive a blow, to be wounded, to be attacked and captured, to be blighted of plants. And that's what he's doing to you. He's attacking you, trying to wake your ass up. But he's saying, why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. Instead of you being repentive, seeking the Lord, and humbling down yourself, Israel likes to revolt more and more. They double down on their wickedness. You know, I was looking for this precept in Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, but where I thought it was going into you being a degenerate plant. Going into Jeremiah 2 and 20, or 2 and 21, somewhere around there. So you're nothing like your forefathers were. You're a degenerate plant. The people that you see today who call themselves Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's God's chosen people, and look at them. Look at them. They're at the lowest part of the earth. They're morally decayed. I still can't. I woke up this morning actually thinking about how the hell are you Nigerians worshiping Jesus Christ? That makes no sense. No sense. You got a whole government there that allowed this nigga to set up a whole religious sector in your country. In your country. Over my dead body, you were setting up some shit like that. And you wonder why the Muslims are going around there chopping your damn heads off. They going off and they're like, we damn sure ain't worshiping him. Hell no. Why the hell will we be worshiping the so-called white man here in the country? That's why people link up with them. They feel like they're doing you a righteous act by putting you to death. Because there's no way in hell your dumb ass should be worshiping him. You lack understanding. You're foolish. And some of you Nigerians, not all of you, Israelites. Just like we're scattered throughout all the nations. Fulfilling Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Isaiah 1, verse 6, from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Because you lack this understanding, you can never come back to the you being healed. Because this nigga Esau, he done destroyed you, man. He done destroyed you with his stupid school system, his economics, his policies, his rhetoric, his propaganda. That's beating you down. Scriptures talk about how they would wear down the saints. Let's grab that scripture. The saints are the Israelites. They would wear down the saints. KJV, Daniel. Daniel 7, verse 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. So a time is 100 years, and times is 200 years and 300 years, and the dividing of time is 50 years, going into the 350-year time from 1619 all the way. Ultimately, it's talking about this period in time right now, all the way going back from when the two tribes came together here in 1619, because the Northern Kingdom came here. They've been here, but they were taken down in 1492 with Christopher Columbus, and then the Southern Kingdom, which are the so-called Jews, they came here on those slave ships in 1619, the majority of them, okay? So, which brought us here into Egypt again. So fulfilling Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All right, so this is how us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans all came back together as a big family right here in Babylon the Great. In Egypt again. In bondage again. Okay, the new modern day Pharaoh is the so-called white man. It ain't the damn Hamites. The Hamites ain't ruling anymore. It's Esau. Right? So prophecies being fulfilled. And they're wearing out the saints. So the Lord allowed them to get the best of you, man, to the point where you don't even know who you are. So these devils kicked our asses, man. These devils did a great job, man. They got you to the point you don't even know who the hell you are. But then the Spirit of the Lord, hey, it's resting upon us again. Woke us up out of the grave, and that's why we're standing up upon our feet, cussing this nigga Esau out. So that's all we can do at this point. That's all we can do. There's no grabbing guns and going on a murder spree. You can do that, but that ain't gonna fulfill prophecy. Okay, you're just gonna get locked up. You're just gonna get death penalty, and things are gonna continue the way it was before. The Lord needs to come back and destroy this devil, man. He needs to get the glory, not you. So we're gonna wait upon the Lord to do these things. Let me grab this in the book of Psalms. This is our patience. This is what we're patiently waiting for. Let's grab this in the book of Psalms, chapter 148. No, Salakia, chapter 149 and verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Ba'adash. Okay, so this is our honor, to lock you kings up and put fetters of iron on you, shackles, okay? Put you in shackles, walk you out of every cleft of the rock that you're gonna be hiding in, and put you into hardcore slavery. I just watched the video with Elder Manata Zakwa, and he had it looked, I don't know, he could have been an Israelite, honestly. You really don't know. But he was like, you ain't putting me in slavery. So how can you take the Bible and manipulate it to say the things that you're saying? He didn't say it like that, but he was basically saying we're using this word. It's like, that's the reason why y'all went into slavery. Someone took this Bible and they manipulated the words. You know, they used this word against you. And without understanding, he might sound like he's right. But with understanding, we know that he's wrong. It tells you, like I just read, the saints who are the Israelites, his version of the saints, he thinks everyone who believes in Jesus Christ is a saint. First of all, Jesus Christ is Caesar Borgia, and it's a false God that you believe. That's number one. So your whole understanding of the Bible is skewed. You're skewing the Bible by just your belief system. Okay, there's nothing righteous about this society, and you don't see the need for the wickedness to be punished. So that's pretty much what you're saying. But on the other hand of that, the Israelites, who nobody gives a fuck about, which is good, who are hidden, he don't see the plight of them. He don't see why would I get punished for what my forefathers did to you? Because the Lord tells you I require the things of the past. Let me grab this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. And 15. Before I forget. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and God requireth that which is past. So he gonna require it. Okay? Things you've done in the past, he's gonna require it. Those sins haven't been accounted for, and the Lord remembers your iniquity. That's what it tells you in the book of Lamentations. I will remember thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. Why is he remembering your iniquity? Edom has done a lot of shit. Scriptures talk about a perpetual hatred. You see what the Romans did, and they sacked the temple in 70 AD. They didn't pay for that. They helped the Babylonians in 58, 583 BC. They helped the Babylonians take down the temple. The laws, their policies, you got ICE today still getting Israel. So you've had a perpetual hatred, and you think you're not going to pay for that? You're out of your damn mind. Why do you think we went down? You think we went down because the so-called white man was mightier than I? Hell no. Hell no, man. The Lord took us down. And he used this devil to do it just to show you how powerful he was. He was living in the damn clefts of the rock. He was a damn caveman like Geico. A caveman can do it. The Lord put a shameful ass beating upon us, man. That he set up the basis of men to rule over the nation of Israel. Let me grab that in the book of Daniel. Especially back then with swords and shields, with arrows. Scriptures talk about valiant, mighty men that was in Israel, man. You can read Judges 19 and 20 when we had a civil war with the Benjamites for what they did to that Levite girl. It's the same thing. We were mighty men of war, man. King David putting you heathen to flight, man. A king, man. Going out to battle. Look at your king. Your king sits in the Oval Office and writes on paper, man. He don't go to war. Our king went to war. He brought his sword out too. He slew. This devil pays you cash so you go do the work. We're two men of people, man. He's nothing like the people in the Bible because he would be like that today. There's nothing righteous about this nigga, man. His policies are wicked. He don't look like the nation of Israel. It's not that he don't act righteous at all. Duck don't even know the Bible. He created his own Bible and put the Constitution inside of it. inside the Constitution, he left out the part where it said you slaves were free. So that's added to the scriptures. And yes, he got to pay for that too. He got to pay for that. And you devils out there changing the image of the Lord and his the understanding and your different doctrines that you spew throughout the whole world. The reason why you got temples in Nigeria, like I was saying, got black people worshiping a white god, man. You're out of your damn mind. You're out of your damn mind, man. You go to the Roman Catholic Church when the Romans killed the Lord, and they hate the Lord. He tells you in Revelation 1:7, Romans hate. They're nasty, disgusting people, man. And that's how he wanted to reestablish his kingdom. This is how you know this is Esau ruling all over again. Okay? So it is what it is, man. And if you don't like it, oh well. That's why the Romans don't like us. Because we tell them the truth, they believe a lie. And nothing's gonna hurt them more than this word. When Alexander the Greek, when he came across this word, he was like, oh, okay, y'all got the truth. Y'all got the truth, man. He's like, yeah, you the he-goat. You gonna win this battle. And that was true then, and it's true now that he's gonna be destroyed. All right? And he required that with his past. So going back to the dude who was saying that you ain't going to slavery, hey man, it don't matter what you say. It matters what the Lord said. Okay? And if it's for you to bind your kings with chains. So those people that you love so much, they're gonna be put in chains. They're gonna be working for us, Israel, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. In Israel. We're gonna have continual employment. So we're gonna run an economy different than how he's doing it. And he deserves it. He's gonna put our enemies underneath our feet, like he did with Yahushua, but Yahushua's gonna put them underneath our feet, literally, beam us up, and watch him get burnt alive. And then we're gonna be drinking wine with the Lord. So there's a party we gotta go to, man, that we have to attend. All right? And that's how we're gonna get the victory over the devil, by Yahushua. He's the victorious. Okay? He's the one that's coming to destroy our enemies. If you think Israel don't got no enemies, you don't watch the news. You don't watch the news, man. And eventually, just like he's talking about the Somalians and all that other shit, he's gonna be talking about us too. We're gonna be the main topic. The men that are on the highways and hedges prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great. And y'all are gonna agree with him because you're wicked. And the Lord warned us of all of it. And we gotta endure all of these things that are coming in the near future. And we already see, because you people hate the word. You got petrifying swords. Imagine somebody that's dying looking at somebody young with vitality. You're gonna be hating on them, and that's what y'all are doing. So we understand that it comes with suffering for the Lord, for righteousness' sake. And not everybody got a spirit to do that, and hey, that's all understandable. But I know for sure, 2/3 of you shall be cut off and die. 2/3 of you, man, 66.6. Ye of your father the devil. Okay, the lust of your father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. That's talking about Esau. That's why you'll take a cash out. Cash app. You take a couple dollars just to teach a lie. Because you of your father the devil. That's in your mindset to do that. Yeah, why wouldn't I do that? That's what you think. Why wouldn't I come up a couple $1 million in these last days? Because you of your father the devil. Okay? And it don't matter if you don't believe or not. Let me grab this in the book of Romans 3:3. It don't matter if you don't believe. It's actually better that you don't believe. It makes this ministry, it makes it better to stand up for it. You need something to come up against you. against us, man. You the only devil. What does the word devil mean? Picasso. Picasso. What's devil mean? He think he actually says something. He don't even know what the word means, man. What does it mean? What does the word devil mean, man? Gotta get the win with ice first. Hey, we gonna get all the wins, man. All the wins. We're the ones that are gonna be victorious. What don't you understand? What don't you understand? Caso ain't got nothing to do. He gotta come over here, and that's what the Lord does, man. He's probably an Edomite. He don't got no salvation, and it is what it is. You don't got. Let me grab this. The book of Romans 3:3 real quick for Picasso. Picasso 87. Oh, he an older man. He got the Mona Lisa as his picture. Who's a transgender, by the way. Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then have the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way. Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. That's right. God forbid. Okay? God forbid, man. So, who cares if you don't believe? Okay? Who cares? Okay? And he think, and that's what Esau likes. That's how you know he's an Edomite. Gotta get the win with ice first. See? They love this ice shit. But the funny part is, you're the one going into slavery. You're the one that's you're gonna get captured. That's the funny part. Okay? I'm not running from ICE. If ICE get me and ship me on a plane and drop me off somewhere in Eastern Africa, guess what? The Lord did it. The Lord did it. All right? And I deserve it. I deserve it. The Lord dropped me out of a plane and I get eaten by sharks, guess what? The Lord did it. And I deserve it. All right? And if the Lord want to get you captured in ICE and do all these things to you, guess what? You deserve it. You deserve it, man. Okay? Romans chapter 3, verse 5. But if our righteousness commend the righteousness of God, that what shall we say? Is God unrighteous who taketh vengeance? I speak as a man, God forbid. But then how shall God judge the world? That's right. God's going to take vengeance. Is that unrighteous? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He left. There's nobody on the comment board. Woo! Get these people out of here. I love it. I like to see that. Woo! Zero. I love it. I love it, baby. Proverbs 28:1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Okay, so the righteous are bold as a lion. The wicked, they like to go on comment boards, type their messages. You the only devil. Gotta get the win with ice. Foolish, you're talking to nobody. Who are you talking to? We have more guns than new punks. What happened? You in Atlanta, shut up. Esau and his guns. Esau and his guns. You're gonna have to use those guns. You're gonna have to use them against your own people. According to Isaiah, the 19th chapter, you're gonna have to use them against your own people. That's what's gonna happen. And that's not the first time. I seen you, Picasso. You've been on my comment board before. So you must like getting cut. It's good. Let's get this in Isaiah. He mad at me. I'm reading out the book. Isaiah chapter 19. Verse 1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. The swift cloud is a chariot. Egypt is America. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So the things you believe in, that's gonna be moved, because you can't trust in that. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, Americans versus Americans. This is talking about civil war. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So you're going to end up using those guns for something. Since Kevin TG 5TT, we have more guns than new punks. What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. You got more guns than new punks, and you're going to be destroyed, man. Trusting in something that ain't the Lord. That's what Esau trusted. He trusted in his sword. He trusts in his blessing. We don't trust the Lord, man. So this is how these devils be, their tongue be falling upon themselves, man. They feel condemned in the spirit, and they should. Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. And that's what you're going to do, man. You're going to seek to all of these things, and you're not going to get it. There's not going to be an answer for you. But he's going to destroy the spirit of Egypt, you know, that American spirit. You ain't going to be able to conjure up that spirit of pride that you think you got. You don't even sound confident about your deer rifle that you got in there, man. Okay. You sound like the dude who in that I forgot that movie, dude with the Smith & Wesson. I forgot his name, man. What do you, he talks like that, like, what you punks doing on my porch, something like that. I forgot the dude's name. Clint Eastwood. You sound like Clint Eastwood, man. We have more guns than new punks. See, okay? Clint Eastwood, man. Isaiah 19:4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. And that fierce king is ruling over you Egyptians now. So he's going to cause it to the point where you are fighting up against. You're going to be fighting your war here in America. You're going to be fighting other Americans. And if you're not fighting here, he's going to send you to go into the Middle East and to be destroyed. So we're going to see if your new guns are going to work. Or the government might come and take that, man. That sounds like a threat. They might think, oh, this dude think he got armor? Okay, maybe they'll go check them out. Elon Musk and his robot dogs. Isaiah 19, verse 5. And the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. So that's talking about an economic collapse. And they shall turn to the river far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. So the flow of things are going to wither. The flow of your economy, that's withering away. And you're already starting to see that. I was talking about groceries and prices of things going up, and we're already starting to see that. So that's Egypt being it's drying up until it withers away. And the paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. So food, you know, jobs, things like that, they ain't gonna be none of that, man. So that's what we're getting into. More job loss. We're seeing that. Let's see if you can eat those bullets, man. You might have to deal with a pestilence. You might have to deal with a storm. You got to deal with your own family. When you don't got the Lord dealing with you, you got everything coming to you. Anything can happen to you. But when the Lord's dealing with you, when you falling into the hands of the Lord, hey, you can only expect good, man. You can only expect good. And if it got to be bad, if something bad got to happen, then hey, guess what? Then the Lord, if the Lord gonna help you get through that too. Okay. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 8, the fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. So that's talking about no work. You know, a fisher, no fish in the sea, he don't got any work. He casting an angle, he going to work for no reason. But if you throw in a net and there's no fish in the net, I mean, then you're not bringing anything back. And that's going into a decaying economy, more job loss. Okay? Isaiah 19:9, moreover, they that work and find flax, and they that weave networks shall be confounded. So you're going to be confounded. Okay? Any job title you have in this world could be taken away, especially with AI automation coming. You might do Uber, they got AI automated jobs. They're trying to get even your doctors, they're trying to automate your doctor visits. Surgeries performed by robots. Death. It's ultimately what it is. Oh, it failed, there was a malfunction. Mid-heart surgery, the power went out, and the backup generator didn't work. It wasn't up to code. So that's death, man. That's pretty much what they're saying. Everything's gonna come to an end. And the whole time, these devils gonna be hidden somewhere in a bunker because they know that the Lamb and these missiles are coming over here to Babylon. And the only way to get up out of here is if the Lord's dealing with you. Okay? You might be able to go shoot a couple people, but you can't shoot down those thermonuclear missiles that are gonna be hitting the top of your house, man. You're not gonna escape the judgment of the Lord. All right? And even if you're a person who stores food up and all of that, you're gonna be destroyed too. You might have been storing up food for the elect, man. The wicked they ain't got nothing coming for them, man. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 10. And they shall be broken in the purposes thereof, all that make sluices and ponds for fish. Let's actually go there, Isaiah 19 and 10 real quick. Let's see what that's talking about. I know it's talking about the economy and things like that, but I want to get into it. Isaiah 19, verse 10, meaning. It says, Isaiah 19, Isaiah verse 10, 19 verse 10 continues the theme of economic destruction. Focus on those who work in specialized industries. That's what I'm talking about, man. You not being able to provide, even if you in something more, like a doctor or as simple as an Uber driver. Automation is going to replace those jobs. Okay? Let's see what it says there. It says sluices and all. I never heard of these words. And they shall be broken in the purposes thereof. Broken, crushed, destroyed, brought to nothing purposes, their plans, industries, economic activities, goals, meaning the workers and industries of Egypt will be crushed and collapse. Their economic intentions, businesses, and occupations will fail. Waters dry up equals agricultural collapses. Fishing fails. Textile workers mourn. Industries shut down. All their economic expectations break down completely. This is the Lord destroying an empire from the inside out, and we're seeing that in real time. Meanwhile, the price of goods and things are going up. Your rent's going up. Your food costs are going up. The duck was saying that how your money's going up. No, it's not. No, it is not. At least not for me. At least not for me, man. It is not going up. If it's not staying stable, it's pretty much going down, man. It's pretty much going down. all that makes sluices and ponds for fish. Sluices and ponds, irrigation systems, artificial channels, fish farms, reservoirs, waterworks. In the ancient world, these represented agricultural engineers, water system workers, fishermen, irrigation specialists, industry, and commercial infrastructure. Meaning, even the specialists and skilled laborers, those who maintain the water systems, will lose their livelihood. In other words, the collapse will be so deep that even highly trained workers will be affected, not just farmers, not just fishermen, everyone. There you go. Economic collapse. Isaiah 19:11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts have purposed upon Egypt. Yeah, so let them know that, man. That what the Lord of hosts purposed upon Egypt. Economic collapse. Okay. What you're gonna do then with your gun is you're gonna try to go hunt, you're gonna try to rob, you're gonna try to steal, and you're gonna die. You're not gonna be healed. Judgment. You're not relying on the Lord to protect you, so you're gonna die, Mr. Kevin. Thinking your gun can save you, man. Let me grab this in the book of Matthew, chapter 27, I believe. Matthew 27. It's definitely not 27. It's not 27. Maybe it's 26. Matthew 26. I'll start at verse 50. It says, And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. So you're going to perish with the sword. Okay? Trusting in something that ain't going to perish with it. You boasting about something that don't even matter. It don't matter, man. He said, foolish, you're talking to nobody. Okay, you think I'm not. You think I'm not. Thou sayest. Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse number 37:9, then said, hold on. Yeah, Ezekiel 37:9, then say he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I'm prophesying to the wind. You want to talk shit? Oh, you ain't talking to nobody. I'm prophesying to the wind. All right? Just like Ezekiel. You don't care if nobody's listening, man. It's not for you to hear. It's the book of Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55. And I start at verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, whither are your ways my ways, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Lord is likening his word unto rain. Okay, it goes where he wants it to go. Okay, his word doesn't go out void, even though you may not be watching it. It's okay. The Lord's word is not going out void. It's going to hit who it needs to hit, when it needs to hit, and it's going to prosper whereunto he sent it. Okay, going into the parable in the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter. This is what Yahushua was telling his disciples. Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13, in verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he that receives seed by the wayside. So some of y'all gonna receive seed. You might be watching the video to somebody, your boss call or something. That's, you receive seed by the wayside. You ignore everything you just heard and you go on with your life. Okay? Then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart, your heart, your mind. The wicked one is the devil. So when I'm out here sowing seed, wherever the seed lands on the right type of fertile ground, it's going to prosper. But if it's landing on somebody that hears the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. So the little bit that you didn't learn, it gets taken out. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. So the majority of you receive seed by the wayside. But he that receives the seed in stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and none with joy receiveth it. Yet have he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. So that's what happens, man. You get offended with the word and you want to leave. You don't want to be in this truth. When the affliction comes for having it, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And not a lot of people can go through that, which is understandable. This is not for everybody, man. You know, to be comforted in the world, that's not for anybody either, because that's a false sense of comfort. At least we're being comforted with the truth. I don't like to be, I don't like lies. Some people like lies, I don't. Okay. The book of Matthew chapter 13, in verse 21, yet have he not root, I read that. Verse 22, he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receives seed into the good ground, this is who we're prophesying to, is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100, some 60, some 30. So some of y'all gonna receive fruit. You're gonna teach, man, and you're gonna bring more men into righteousness. You men out there, you women, hey, you just sit back and listen, man. Or go ask your husband at home, because that's who you should be learning from. But you men out there, the hopeful elect, they're gonna make their calling and election sure. Okay. 1 Corinthians 14, in verse 34, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. Okay, so, that hurts some of you women, but it is what it is. And I'm going to end it right there. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Lakach Badash, Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwam Yasharala.